Okay, guys, I'm short S&P 500, 1238.75. I'm gonna adjust the stop, and there's my hard stop. Apex traders, you probably saw a trade in this vicinity as well to take advantage of this short trade here, and then there was a long trade in this area that you could have taken. In other words, trade this long. So there was a short trade here, a long trade here. The short trade here was a little aggressive, so and some of you might have not seen it. Uh, this long trade was quite obvious, and right now this short trade here, hoping that price pushes below this low and uh, moves back down to test low of yesterday and ideally break that area. So let me restate that. Hopefully test the low of either the low of today or the low yesterday. Breaking that low will that's a little far away to anticipate at the moment, but if we can get that break, then it's going to be a really nice trade because we'll go down hard and fast. Still sitting on the position, there's nothing to do. Those of you guys who watch some of the videos that I make, it's pretty much I follow my strategies to a T. Of course, there's discretionary information that I might see and just flatten out of a position. That sometimes happens, but essentially we get into the position, we have profit targets that we're looking for, and always have a stop attached when we get into the trade. Max, in other words, a hard stop attached. Sitting here watching this, and now uh, normally when this happens, some traders give up on the trade and they want to get out. But actually, this consolidation here is the prelude of a large and fast move that's going to take place soon. Okay, so the more this happens, the happier I get because I know once the market begins moving, it's gonna move. Um, so nothing to do here. Just sit tight, follow your trading plan. Right now, the bears are in absolute control. In other words, the sellers are in absolute control. They're in complete and absolute control. Everything I'm looking at, they are in absolute control. Sure, buyers are coming in, but they're not in control by any means. In fact, they tried really hard here and they were rejected again. Uh, so this consolidation, which is a prelude to a big move that's going to occur, is looking, obviously we don't know the direction of where that move is going to take place, but just because of what I said, that sellers are in absolute control right now, it looks like it's going to be towards the downside. The probability of it moving downwards is much more than moving upwards. It's just a matter of time before the market's gonna, in other words, as soon as the coins flip, everybody, it's gonna go boom because everybody right now is watching this and they're waiting for the breakout to occur and trade those. We're in the position prior to that breakout, so they're going to push our position for us, and that's part of the why we like to get in instead of playing breakouts, because playing breakouts can be quite tricky. Everybody's watching to see which way the market's going to go. We're already positioned short, and are we always correct? No, we're not always correct, but um, we are correct more than we're wrong. So, and our money management takes care of us when we are right, as opposed to when we're wrong. So, we want to see definitely this low breakout. I mean, up here, the sellers are in control, and the buyers could not gain the control. Down here, we want to see this. We want to see those buyers give up on this second test here. They might, and let's see, it's quite close. I mean, NQ is going to have to give up because that's what's holding the market up right now. Although NQ's been a little bit weaker, it's not going down, and it is beginning to give up. So as soon as NQ gives up and pushes down, this market's going to drop, and that's what I'm hoping for. Uh, so we'll just sit tight. This is not enough profit for us to take any anything off the table yet, so we'll just sit on the position. Those of you that are watching, that are using our reports or strategies, particularly those of you that are using our Apex or Zenith strategies, and if you're an index trader, you're using our market internals report. Tell me right now, as you're watching this video, go back and look at the market internals based on what we discussed. Tell me if the market internals don't tell you right now that we're going to, essentially move lower. Not just right now, but even earlier. So you guys are hopefully, those of you that are using it are seeing the value, but those of you that are watching this video, these trades are calculated. They're not just random trades. So we did break that low. We didn't push down as much as fast and hard as we wanted to, but we're still waiting for NQ. We're still waiting for NQ to go just a little bit lower. We'll be getting ready to take some profits fairly soon. Take some profits off of this trade because it has moved in our direction uh, enough where we can begin to consider taking profits. So just a little bit of a push lower, and then we'll begin to take profits. So since we're getting to a point where we're testing a critical area on the chart, that's where we took half of our position off there. We're at break we're at break even, and it's just a matter of now sitting on the trade. Hopefully we can break yesterday's lows. If we can, that's going to really open up the selling, the panic, in other words, and we're positioned to take advantage of that. Yeah, Rob, if you're doing that, close mine out too. Guys, sorry about that silent period. I had it on mute just because someone was talking to me. Uh, we're testing yesterday's lows now. So by that I mean yesterday's on the S&P 500. We're testing that low there. Although the market's moving down steadily, it's not really panicking. It's not selling off hard and panicking. So we're not getting that volatile move down. However, as soon as NQ, as we were looking at, as soon as NQ let go of the low that was around this area, that's when we began to move down a little bit more smoothly. Want to see YM pull down too, and YM's coming down as well, but it's not. They're not. Markets are not selling off as hard as we'd like to see, especially on a day like today where there's important information with respect to the FOMC. It's not pushing down as hard with volatility, with the panic that I like to normally see. It's much more controlled. If we dilly-dally in this area for some period of time, it's going to cause me to want to get out of some of my positions just because of the lack of volatility that I'm seeing. Not going to wait for price to spike up. So we're testing that low, this area. So I took off another 5 just because I don't want price to spike up quickly and then sell on a higher price or cover on a higher price. The rest of the position is just a matter of sitting on this position, really. When you, as I said earlier, this was a short trade around this area here. Take this. You could have gone long. It was a little bit risky to go long in this area, but you did get a clear signal to go long here and then a clear signal to go short here. So um, it's just a matter of just sitting on the rest of this position. Now, again, the market internals for index traders helped a lot. Obviously, the apex strategies are what we're using. Um, we have some simple volume indicators on the bottom here, and a lot of times people think that, and there's volume weighted average price here, but it's really, these are not, we're not fading the volume weighted average price here. That has nothing to do with the strategies or anything. It just happened to be near where I'm trading, near where I got a short signal, because as I said, we've got short signals up here and that was way above the volume weighted average price, so it has really nothing to do with that. Volume indicator is just a solid indicator that I think any trader should have on their chart. Okay, we are giving it this low a test. On the lower side, we're giving it a test, and the reason I covered there, although market's not really bouncing back up, the reason I covered there is because I hate to sell on a rally. In other words, I hate to cover on a rally. So this is a really, really tough area that's going to be tough to break. It doesn't mean we're not going to break it, but I rather, if I see signals that we might have a hard time breaking, I'd rather take the profits while I have them than sit on them. I still can hold to the remainder of this 5 till towards the end of the session. There's another 25 minutes. So just going to put the video on pause, and the rest of the contracts, I'm not going to do anything with it. Just keep it in case we do break that low. The market internals show that we can break the low, and we just did, okay, as long as we don't snap back. But okay, so, and that's what happens sometimes, and that's fine. With me, that's absolutely fine. Because of what I was seeing, I thought we were going to bounce just a little bit higher. So we did break that critical level, and I do have some contracts left, and I can just sit there and ride those out for the remainder of the position for pretty much till the market, continues going lower, and there's about another 20 minutes or so. So there's enough time for us to move lower. And now in a situation like that, if you did something like that and you regret doing that, what I just did, I don't regret it, but let's say you do something like that and you regret it. Wait for a bounce back. If you get a bounce back to this area and it's rejected, then just add some more contracts so you come back to the same position size as you were, because we just broke through that level. So wait for a possible bounce to that level and then add your positions to it. Okay guys, I'm going to flatten out my trade here. Okay, in this video, just based on the couple of volume indicators that I have on here, just by looking at those indicators in a logical manner, you would see that it was quite easy to see who was in charge, who was not in charge, in other words, between buyers and sellers. And that's what we do, the services we offer. We're full-time traders, but the services we offer for those who are interested to redirect them or to focus, to teach them to focus on tools, trading tools that are based on things that, based on dynamics of the market, is able to, that the dynamics that the market relies on or functions on, in other words. Get your focus off of uh, indicators that have no logic whatsoever related to how these markets function. If you do that, then you can take advantage of trades. It's not impossible. In fact, it's very easy. So this is the reason why in this area I got out, because I know how to use my tools, and they're tools that I see what's going on in terms of buyers and sellers. That's why I just cleared the trade in this situation in this area here. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit longer than I usually like to make it, but the duration of the trade was long as well, and I try to pause in between as much as possible. Enjoy the rest of your day.